From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LALATE as we start the most important 2 weeks of the year for your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. Here we are, folks. We are at the finish line, and there is a 2-week time frame to getting this done, and I have the latest details tonight. These are the 2 weeks that you want to watch every single video on this channel, and it starts tonight. That fourth stimulus recon will become law in the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to show you the details that are in there. You don't want to miss a single video or a single moment of the nail biter as we go into the final minutes of the finish line. The recon will have lots of checks in there, upwards of $15,000, and third stimulus is available today. And I'm going to show you how to get $5,000 in your wallet, as viewers have gotten $45,000 from it all year long. Student loan debt, forget us the latest details on that. Plus, the latest details on that COLA raise, 5.9%. Please also be ready for December 15th, because it's just 48 hours away. And the Federal Reserve is about to announce its Fed policy for next year. Tapering and new interest rate spikes. But here we go. This is the finish line. You don't want to miss any video. It's a 2-week time frame. This is the finish line where all the incredible visions sink or swim, go in, get bigger, or get bolder. All those details come into a head, and you want to know exactly every single penny you're going to get because you're a purple hawk. Hawk, hawk. And this is the time to pounce. This is the time to get the money. You don't want to be calcing away and, having too much $12 ice cream to calcio. You want to be here, and it starts right now as we go into the finish line with the recon becoming law in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to show you all the incredible sums of money you want to be ready to pounce with. It starts tonight. It starts direct from Santa Monica, California, and it starts on Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you are good. Here we go. The recon is going to law in the next 14 days, so you want to be glued to this channel because this is where we're about to pounce as Purple Hawks. The Senate changes will be robust and incredible recon, and there will be a lot of checks in there, upwards of 15,000. But some may sink, some may swim. We're at the finish line, so stay with me. You need to hear every single dollar because it's first come, first serve, and as a Purple Hawk, you don't want someone to jump in front of you and take that moolah. Third stimulus is available today, though. You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become law, and viewers have gotten thousands of dollars. I'll show you how to get those big sums of money. It's your holiday stimulus. It's your Christmas stimulus. And viewers are getting that money today, and I'm going to show you in tonight's recording how to get more of it than we initially thought. Then we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, plus the breaking details of fifth stimulus and the latest of the Fed Reserve meeting December 15th to announce your Fed policies for next year. Boy, we got a lot tonight, folks. And with that, I want you to go into this video right now and subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. Make sure you subscribe to the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member of Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP, so you get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Also sign up for those LA alerts, which is under the video, so you can alert when a new video goes live. Here we go. This is the critical point of the equation. If you've been watching this channel throughout the year, these are the 2 weeks you cannot miss a day or a video across the board, because this is where the make or break is for all those incredible checks. Some will get bigger, some will get smaller, and it's important to stay with me. But so far, they're on average $15,000, the biggest payout you ever seen in the history of the channel. I'm going to show you how to get these incredible clusters of checks, starting with the first cluster right now. Hazard pay got in there. So far, $4,000 of elder care got in there as well. The CTC, child tax credit, $3,600 got in there as well. Meantime, the Pell Grant, $550 check got in there additionally. The home repairs, if you live in a low community, got it in there. And then the $12,500 for the purchase of a first home. Wow. That is the first of 3 clusters and 3 add-ons coming from the House into the Senate. They're still in there at the time of today's recording. They could be all out tomorrow, or there could be 20 new provisions, because this final minutes before the finish line is where things get dramatically changed. And later in this video, you're going to learn about the Senate parliamentarian. If she removes a provision, it means the cash is going to move around as well. So this is a nail biter. Stay with me down to the finish line. These next 2 weeks, you don't want to miss a single video. Let's go. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters, and wow, she got this money in there. What did she get in there? She wanted that free money for the purchase of her first home. It got it in there. And how much is it? She said $25,000 was her price point. She had wanted $25,000. She couldn't get $25,000, so she got a little bit less. How do you get this incredible sums of money? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Let's go to cluster number 2. Home repairs and paid leave. Wow. So here you go. This is a lot of great money. They got in there the household tax credit, Medicare benefits, the pre-kindergarten, and also the home repairs for weatherize your home. You have to weatherize your home. No, that's and keep it in the holiday spirit. No, that's winterizing, not winterizing, weatherizing. Yes, weatherizing is to sustain natural disasters, which is like every time Mitch McConnell sings. You have to sustain that natural disaster. So there you go. Let's go to the second add-on. A check comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. He wanted to get it in there. He got it in there. This is free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. And how much is this? He wanted to get $250 billion. He got a little bit less. How do you get this incredible sums of money? Stay with me. It's coming up in just a second. Let's go to that third cluster of checks. And here we go. We got in there money for free internet and also for those seniors with the Medicare expansion. This is the deliciousness. Let's go over each of these, starting right now. First, they got in there cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform. They got in there free school meals for all checks. They got in there the free internet. Also, the farmers, the checks for the farmers, and also the independent contractors, and then the money for the seniors, which is the Medicare expansion. First, 2 provisions they got in there, the hearing and the Medicaid gap fix on the House side. Senate side vows to add 3 more provisions, which are dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course for when we're looking at this recon and what we talk about with MSC. MSC is an acronym created by this channel to describe a program created by congressional leaders, which is to provide a monthly IRS stimulus check. That provision has been talked by them since early the spring. And at the time I said, pick up the phone and advocate for its inclusion. And you did back in May. And at the time, thousands of viewers were told by those 6 senators it's going in there. And what were they told? First, they were told it would be the same income qualifications as a third stimulus check. 75,000 less single individual, you got it. Married couple, 150,000 less, double it, you got it. And family of 4, quadruple it, you got it as well. Single if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you got it additionally. It's not income. It's not taxable. And it would come across all U.S. states. It is not state-based stimulus. It is nationally state-based stimulus. Then, when the legislation landed in the Senate 2 weeks ago, I said to pounce this Purple Hawks and really pick up the phone and re-advocate. And you did. And you stepped forward. And what happened? Well, first, the wonderful Janet picked up the phone and spoke to Chuck Schumer's office the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving and was told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Then Lick Glenn spoke to the incredible Bob Casey's office and was told it's going in there. Tyrell spoke to Chris Coons' office and was told it's going in there. Bonnie spoke to Liz Warren's office and was told it's going in there. And Donnie spoke to Ron Wyden's office and was told it's going in there. That's why it's important for you to advocate across the board. That advocacy involves picking up the phone and calling and saying why you need one or more IRS stimulus checks. Don't use the words MSC because they may not know it. And who do you advocate to? Let's go over their names right now. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. And what do they look like? Here they are. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. The number one guy in this recon, his chief of staff says, pick up the phone and advocate until we're over the finish line. And how many calls have we delivered? Over 8 million, the most in the United States. This is what the chief of staff says. They now have received among congressional senators' offices, more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring and touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories and the voice of the people across the nation, you LA, as you have become too loud to ignore. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. And that's why it's important to advocate to those leaders. And who are they? Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Meantime, you also need to advocate for your wallet, and that involves picking up the phone and getting the big money from third stimulus, which is what we call on this channel holiday stimulus, and it's still paying out. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over the incredible sums of money in that third stimulus. Viewers on average are getting $5,000 this week. It's giving them lots of cash to buy holiday gifts and more. I'll show you how to get this incredible holiday stimulus. If you got it, stay to the final 5 minutes when I show you how to get more of it. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest offer on the table. I'm going to go over that. This stimulus and the latest about that after COLA raise. But we're going to turn back into the fourth stimulus recon and the incredible passage of that recon in the next few days. Chuck Schumer says it's going to be 7 days. I say it's going to be 14 days. We're going to analyze the situation right now as we go into these final minutes. We're going to go over all these incredible checks that are in there, the Senate changes, and the passage at issue. Those details coming up in the second half of this video. I'm excited you're here. Big Evenings LA continues in just a few minutes as you're getting big Christmas stimulus from third stimulus, and you're getting fourth stimulus as well. Those details as we go into second half. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as Evenings LALATE goes in the final second half. The recon is becoming law in the next 2 weeks. Chuck Schumer says the next 7 days. Which one will be? I have the latest analysis in today's second half. We're going to go over the incredible Senate changes coming to that recon, what you need to know, the programs, and how do you get these incredible sums of money? At least $15,000, biggest payday you've ever seen in the history of this channel. But no time to wait for that fourth stimulus. It's time to get that money for third stimulus. This is your Christmas stimulus, your holiday stimulus. The money is available right now. I'm going to show you in the second half how to get this money. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness, that fifth stimulus coming right after that COLA raise, and then what's happening with the Federal Reserve. Plus, in the final 5 minutes of this video tonight, you're going to see how to get more Christmas stimulus than we have never seen before. It's all coming up in the second half. But first, I want you part of this incredible family. So go into this video right now and subscribe. Become a part of this incredible family by hitting that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you are part of this incredible channel. Subscribe, like the video, and get ready for the continuation of Evening's programming schedule tonight. Coming up next is Evening's Countdown at 6 o'clock, then Holiday Stream Stimulus at 7, and then Calcino at 8 o'clock. And with that, let's go into the breaking news as we start the big night, and it starts right now. Here we go, folks. Very, very exciting across the board. The recon is at a finish line, and that finish line is in front of us. And if there was ever a time and place to be glued to the channel, it's now. Let's go over timeline. First, there is two timelines debating each other. And who are they debating? Chuck versus me. Chuck Schumer represents your four stimulus recon will become a law by the week of by Christmas, which is next week. So in this morning's show, during the morning's live show, someone said, wait, you just said 7 or 14, which one it is. Let me show you which one it is. Chuck says it's going to become a law, for stimulus recon, become a law by Christmas Eve, which is next week. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen in 14 days, not in 7 days. Why? Because Chuck has a series of voting to do. And if they do not work on the recon this coming weekend, then, and I mean voting on it, not just working on it, then it won't get done by Christmas Eve. It'll get done the week after. Here's what Chuck has to do. He has to call the Senate floor vote. He has to have a 2-day vote-a-rama, and then has to go back to Nancy for 1 day of voting because they're changing a couple of words here and there. Every word you change sends it back to the House. So that's 4 days of voting, and next week is a half week. It's a half week because next week is Christmas. So they can't get it done the week of Christmas unless they work this weekend, this coming weekend before Christmas, the 22nd, 23rd, 21st. Now, if they don't get it done by Christmas, when are they going to get it done? In December. And I'm predicting they're going to get done right after Christmas, the week right after, which is the 27th, 28th, 29th. Why? Because they have worked long hours right after Christmas last year, number one. Number two, they have key deadlines, and the key deadlines at issue is many of the big provisions of this fourth stimulus recon are continuation of programs currently live under third stimulus. They are just continuing them. If they let them expire, the bill has not been written as expiration provision. That would require writing a whole new bill. They're expiring January 15th, but they can't wait to January 15th. They have to extend them now in mid to late December. Number three, there is both conservative and liberal analysts both saying from both sides of the political spectrum, it's getting done in December. It's becoming law in December. And finally, Mitch has surprised us all with a secret behind the doors negotiation with Chuck Schumer before Halloween. We're just learning this week, which is at the time before Halloween, Mitch reached out to Chuck, says, I want no procedural battles with you. Procedurally, I just want an agreement, a kumbaya, nonpartisanship. And that is why we started this month with a series of items we thought was never going to get done, and they all got done. We went from 4 down to 1, and the 1 remaining is your recon. They got the debt ceiling limit done, raised up and done. The other debt ceiling limit done, moved into February. And the National Defense Program done. So all that's left is this recon. Is it going to get done? Absolutely. Now, before I go into these checks, here's a new message tonight on Evenings LA. I want to make this very, very clear to you. Purple Hawks describes the notion of pouncing and getting money before anyone else. It's sort of like, the holiday store. You walk in, you want to buy that toy before someone else buys it, or it's going to be gone. This recon is likely to get changed at the 11th hour for one or more provisions. So you really, really, absolutely need to watch every single video between now until it becomes law, because things are going to change by the hour and by the minute. We have a lot going on this week. We have the Senate parliamentarian removing provisions likely this week. We have the final bill that is likely to get changed by vote-a-rama. We have it going back to the House, so it'll likely cause potentially more changes there as well across the board. So there are lots of very big variables at issue. You cannot show up after it's law and say, what I miss. It is going to be too hard for you to catch up, and I don't want you to do that to yourself, especially if you've been hearing something, for example, like $25,000 paid of money to go buy a new home that's been reduced from Maxwell Waters. Maybe it's removed at the 11th hour, and you're like, whatever happened to it? I've been hearing about this for 2 months. Yeah, it got removed on the Wednesday before the vote on the Thursday, for example. So I don't want you to miss any minute of a video. Trust yourself, promise yourself to tune into all the videos. And I don't mean just tune in the mornings and then check it back the next day. No. The situation could be very, very fluid, changing by the hour. And with that, let's go in the incredible checks right now. They got in there the paid leave. It's a lot, $1,700 if you make $70,000 more per year. If you make $35,000 more per year, it's $800 a week. If you make $15,000 more per year, it's $400 a week. There you go. If you don't work, but you live with someone who does, and if they take you to the doctor once a week and take off from work, then they're going to get those checks across the board, all income levels, W-2 or 1099. They got in their SALT cap, raising the amount you deduct on state and local taxes to the federal tax return from $10,000 to $72,500. They got $40 billion of free job training in there. Huge. And then they got in there the cheaper medical insurance. 12 Republican states vowed to never pay for Obamacare, so they got a workaround plan, providing years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states, which then brings us to the best provisions, Recon, and you know what it is. It is the $150 billion housing. Wow. And this is huge. Now, it's 6 provisions, 3 are new, which are the weatherizing your home, first-time home purchase, and the repairs. But the 3 others are continuation over from third stimulus. And you don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become law. You can get it today from third stimulus. This, my friends, is your holiday Christmas stimulus. And get your pen and paper out, and I'm going to show you how to get those incredible sums of money right now. Let's take a step back to December 2020, a year ago this month. We were between first and second stimulus. We had first stimulus as law, second stimulus is not coming. But I show people that there was some money available out there for rent and utilities. Go get it. Get it. It alleviates the bills. So instead of having to pay $1,000 a month for the rent in December, you can keep that $1,000 in the bank account and have extra cash to buy holiday gifts. And that's what viewers learned and listened. And viewers got it, $250,000 in December 2020, when there wasn't a lot of this money around. Like Tyrone and his family of 4 out of Boston got $15,000 at the time, bringing all their rent at the new year. Then, at the time, in late December, I had an early exclusive of what was going to be in a new body of legislation. I looked at it, I said, I'm going to call this third stimulus. I coined the expression. And I said, there's a $14 stimulus check in there, but there's other money, and I think I can get you a lot of this, upwards of $15,000. As soon as it became a law, I said, okay, you're ready. Here's how you get it. And you got it. And the average viewer of this channel who had been listening, taking notes, getting ready to pounce as a purple hawk, as soon as it became live, pounced and got $45,000 on average. Wow. Over the summer, I said you can get another round. Some people did get another round. But 2 weeks ago, I brought it back to this channel. Why? Because we know, you know, as we sit here right today, fourth stimulus is not putting anything in your wallet before Christmas. It's just not. And fourth stimulus may not put anything in your wallet in the month of December because there's not enough days, mailing days, and holiday delays. Third stimulus is. And I said, go get this money. It's going to put big cash in your wallet or keep cash in your wallet so it won't come out to pay bills. The bills will be paid for by the federal government, and you'll be able to have extra cash to buy those holiday gifts. And boy, have viewers had a big success story. In the last 2 weeks, thousands and thousands of viewers of this channel have gotten the following averages. $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent, plus 2 utilities. And these are people who had gotten it before or hadn't gotten it at all. Viewers didn't know it existed. They either got the money early this year and thought they couldn't get another round, or they thought they hadn't got to the money and it was gone. And here we go. Let's go over some of those incredible success stories. First off the bat, we're going to get that money for you right today. And it is rent, utilities, mortgages, more. And I'm going to start first with Amy and her incredible story. So Amy says, thank you so much for your unprecedented dedication to help your viewers to help attain financial independence. Just incredible. Your extensive coverage of detailed information has been a blessing to so many. Your demeanor is always pleasant across the board, positive and witty, and a pillar of hope to the American people. I like her story. Why? Because she's a rural area of Kentucky. Summer shade. Send your prayers out to the citizens of Kentucky. They were ravaged by that tornado. But she said that she got 3 rounds of utilities from this channel. So she got the first round earlier this year, got the latest round this week. She also got 2 rounds of rent. The latest round she got of rent just this week as well. And she got food stamps additionally. Her message is very important to show you that even in rural parts of this country, there's money available. There's Sandra, she got money. There is the incredible Judy. She heard it right. I said get as many months as you can. She got this month of December. She got January and February, which freed up about $3,000 to $4,000 for her. Wow. She said she's putting that money to buying Christmas gifts that I've always wanted to give my loved ones. And they are getting it. My friends and families are talking about you, LA, and they're getting food and mortgage assistance. You're the best. Happy holidays. I appreciate that. There's Sandra. She got money as well. There is Tanya who got money additionally. Then we had Thorne Diaz who got 4 more months of rent. We had Deborah who got 6 months of rent. We had Chef John Meyer, who got more money for Snap and is also working on those utilities. And we have Lynn Glenn, who says, I'm never going to stop watching you. Thank you, Lynn. She got an additional round of rent just a few days ago. Wow. Then the success stories kept on coming on in. Here's a little Rika, who says, thank you for all the encouragement. We love you, LA. Thank you. She got all the wood she needs to 2022. That's what powers her house. Robin got 3 utilities from one company and 3 utilities from another company just this last week. She says you're an angel in disguise. And then we had one viewer who got $5,000 for 4 months of rent. We have Madonna who got 3 rounds this week. Then we have Kathy who says you are God sent. She got about $6,000. And then we have May Lou. I love May Lou's story. Why? Because she got 1 or 2 utilities and rent, which brought her about to $5,000-$6,000. She heard my recordings the last 24 hours, sent me a message today, said she got another utilities. That's how you rock it, Maylou. Love it. Morel got 3 rounds just as recently. And then Scarpy got Snap. Melissa Justice got $10,000. And then we come to Chris. Love Chris's story. Why do I like Chris's story? He got $10,000 early this year. He says, I didn't know that there was more money I could get. I didn't know I qualified to get some more. I didn't know if I was able to get more money. And he got it, $5,000. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over all this incredible money for you right now. We're going to get that rent, utilities, mortgage, and more. And we're starting with the rent. This was the graphic about 3 months ago. But boy, has it gone up a lot. It is now upwards of $40,000. One viewer this last week got $40,000. Another viewer got $138,000. Yeah, you heard me right. $138,000 from rent and multiple items in for stimulus. So where do you get these items? 6 places. Write them down. City Hall, City Housing Authority. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall and State Housing Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. Then you say the same things when looking out for that mortgage assistance. Now, there are 3 musts. You must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get multiple applications on the file. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. You got 1 round early this year, you get another round today. You got a round yesterday, get another round today. Utilities, Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000 for this. So you want to get as many utilities paid for as well. Keyword again is utility assistance because of COVID. Snap. If you got a third stimulus check, you shouldn't be paying for your own food. Get on Snap. It pays for your food from the Department of Agriculture. Mark's brother-in-law is getting an incredible $25,000 over a year. Over 10 years, he's going to get $250,000. Get that Snap and get it today from Department of Agriculture. Which brings us to the importance of doing combos. Started with Nisi and Art Sullivan. They got 3 items, and I said, go get 3 as well. So Mark was at 2 items. At 32, I said, Mark was your third. He got his third, brought him to $50,000. He's got more items since then. He's at $100,000. There's Lorraine. She got 105. Now she's at $120,000. It's incredible. Which brings us to the incredible story of Johnny, which truly embodies how you do this and embodies the spirit of this channel. The spirit of this channel is an informational, educational news channel that brings you information and teaches you how to get into a better space financially. Well, Johnny listened to the information, and he was one of 3 viewers a few weeks ago, started with $0. By Wednesday, he had 3 programs approved. Wow. How much money did he have? $45,000. Great. But Johnny didn't stop there because he heard in my recording to keep on getting other sums of money approved. He got them approved, 7 programs. Incredible. By the end of the week, he had called at least 15 programs. How do I know that? Because you're going to have a 20 to 50% disapproval rating when you're doing this. You're not going to get all yeses on the phone. So he made 15 phone calls. How much did you get in 1 week? $80,000. Second part of Johnny's story is incredible. He reached out to his family members the next week and said, I got $8,000 last week from LALATE. They said, from what? He said, from third stimulus. Third stimulus. I haven't heard about this anywhere else. Why don't I hear about it? Because he covers it. They don't cover it. He showed those family members how to get it. And by the end of the next week, those 2 family members each had $50,000. Wow, that's incredible. Great news. Which brings us to part 3 of Johnny's story. Came in 2 Sundays ago, and I was watching football, got a private message from Johnny on Instagram saying, I have an update for you. People kept on coming over the house asking what I was doing. I was showing them, and they said, can you help me? And so I showed them the videos. We watched them together. They watched your videos. And LA, because of your videos, I've now helped 32 people. I said, wow, 32 people? How much money have you gotten? He said, $850,000. That's how we do it, folks, here. We cash checks. We don't track them. So go under this video right this moment and become a member to get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system that features the big money available for you for those 6 places. It features the keywords you say and also features how to do the 3 uh, uh, um, important items. For example, how to ensure you get applications on file everywhere. It also features things never covered in these videos, which are the 5 nonprofits. Who are they? What do they pay for? Also, the nonprofit that pays for home repairs. It features the important letter for Treasury, not featured in this video, that details what to say before picking the phone and advocating for all that money to land in your wallet, or asking for that money to land in your wallet. This is third stimulus. And with that, consider becoming a member today. And let's now go back into that incredible 4th stimulus recon. We left off at the housing provision. And boy, that housing provision has a lot of stuff in there. The other 3 provisions that are in there are new. And what are they? They are the home repairs, all type of low-income homes, the weatherize your home, all income levels, and then the first-time home purchases. This would be money given to the seller in your name by the federal government during escrow. What else did they get in this incredible recon? Well, they also got in there the $150 billion of free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Then they got in there the $550 Pell Grant check for my college students. And then they got the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, U.S. auto manufactured in U.S. plants. Then we get to the best provision of this recon, which is the cheaper medical insurance. Incredible. A cheaper medicine. And this is the most expensive medication, like diabetes, arthritis, cancer, Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D. They will be reduced dramatically. Day 1, 20 medications will be dramatically reduced, and will increase to 30 medications by the year 2028. They can't increase more than the rate of inflation. If they do, there's a penalty provision. Did he say penalty provision? You can't do a penalty provision in a recon. So says Pat Toomey, the Republican senator. He's right. And I think this is likely to come out. And guess when you're going to learn? This week. That's why you got to stay with me, because we have a lot of things on the line this week. This week will be the bird bath, in which a Senate parliamentarian takes the provisions, puts them through a bath, and determines whether they violate Senate rules or don't, whether they can stay in there or can't. And I think that penalty provision is coming out. Immigration reform, I think it's coming out. She previously ruled could not go by recon. And then we have the paid leave. Very, very fascinating. Have no way to see where that's going to land. If she leaves it in there, then what is Chuck Schumer going to do? Because Joe Manchin says he's voting against the recon if paid leave is in there. That's his line in the sand. Very, very interesting. Now, remember, if a provision goes out, then the money gets reallocated to something else. And so that's why it's very important to stay here, because where are they going to reallocate the money? You're going to obviously advocate for it to be reallocated to that stimulus check across the board. And with that, let's go over this incredible graphic that we're looking at, $15,000 checks. Well, obviously, it appears that there's a lot more than $15,000 coming to you in this credible recon, because we have all the provisions from third stimulus continued, and they paid a lot, upwards of $45,000. Then you have the new provisions going in there from the senators. Those are robust across the board. So the graphic clearly sort of undervalues the situation. It's clearly more than $15,000 checks before those Senate changes come back in. But what are those final checks? Let's go over them right now, and you need to know them. And the final checks that are in that recon start with the checks for the nutrition, the Pell Grant, and then also include the home repairs. So what are the provisions Bernie would add? Bernie represents, he would add in there the dental, vision, and the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. More about this in my final 5 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. Plus, I have extra checks and a reveal that you can get at the final 5 minutes of this video. Let's first go into that student loan debt forgiveness. There's an offer on the table to forgive $10,000 of student loan debt right now. The Democrats should take it. That offer would basically say, we're going to forgive $10,000 across the board, any income levels, after the president forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled or people who want to work in the nonprofit sector after graduation. What about fifth stimulus? Well, fifth stimulus is coming right around the corner, and that is the raising up of your benefits. But first up is COLA. COLA is going to be 5.9%. So everyone's benefits, yes, everyone's benefits are going up 5.9% January 1. But this stimulus says COLA don't work long term. It doesn't. And so they want to replace COLA with inflation starting December 2022. Inflation will be 2 to 3% across the board. And that's why it's important to get that. COLA also seeks to remove the income cap, remove the asset cap, and remove the marriage penalty as well. And with that, as we go into the final minutes of this video, first let me go over what's going on with the Federal Reserve, and then let me go over where this additional money is available for you to get from holiday stimulus and my impressions of the situation tonight. First, the Federal Reserve. This is a critical day, and it's less than 48 hours a day. It's perhaps the most critical day of the year for the Federal Reserve, in which they announce their Fed policy for next year. Now, why is the Federal Reserve important for you? Because it's going to really impact everything across the board. Number one, it was 2 months ago that Wall Street thought that the economy was rebounding well, but not very quickly, just well overall. And they thought that the Federal Reserve was going to taper slowly and have one interest rate spike in December 2022. Well, that's no longer the case. When the pandemic first hit, the federal government had the Federal Reserve came in and bought mortgage-backed securities regularly on the hour by the hour to make sure there's enough liquidity in this economy. Well, there was. And the Federal Reserve has been telling us for weeks it's going to start to taper. Well, here's the implications going into tonight. I'm predicting that on February 15th, the Federal Reserve is going to announce a faster tapering. Not one interest rate spike in 2022, but two, with the first one in Q1. Oh boy, why am I predicting this? Because of 3 economic data numbers, and 2 of them which are really brand new. The first one came in 2 Fridays ago. It caused Wall Street to crash, down 1,000 points, and caused crypto to go down 50%. What was it? It was the new jobs number. It's a 1-month number that says how many people are unemployed and how many people have jobs. Well, the number of unemployed people was the lowest in the United States since the 1960s. Incredible. Then the second number showed that the job participation rate has improved dramatically. So people are not on the sidelines. They are literally back in at work. All right, so that was the first number. That number was so strong, it caused Wall Street to crash 1,000 points 2 Fridays ago and caused crypto to go down 50%, neither of which have rebounded really at all. Then came this last Thursday, the new jobless claims numbers. Now, I've been with this channel since day one, April 25th, 2020. You've heard me always report on the number of new people going on unemployment. When I was pressing record in April 2020, it was 1 million a week. Then recently it went to 800, 500, 300,000, but still outside of where it was pre-pandemic, which was 225. So where did the number come in now? 189. Insane. The lowest unemployment numbers lowest unemployment claims numbers we have seen in the United States since the 1960s. And when you compare that against the current population of the United States, its citizens, versus how many Americans were living in the 1960s, yeah, we are dramatically in a massive, aggressive growth stage. So what is the Federal Reserve likely to do on February 15th? It's likely to say, hey, we're much stronger than we thought, so we're going to taper quicker, and we're going to have 2 interest rate spikes, with the first one coming in just a few days in Q1. And with that, let me go into the final 5 minutes of this video, starting right now with my commentary of the situation, the timeline, my praises of your work throughout the year, and your ability to really grasp things, and where we're going, where we are, and where we're heading. And it all starts right now. Earlier today on the morning show, one viewer said, you said it's going to become law the 7 days or 14 days. Which day is it? Well, I believe it's happening in the month of December, which means it's 14 days away. Chuck Schumer represents it's going to become law in the next 7 days. I don't think he can get it done. Will become law. I believe it will become law. Then we turn to the issue of when will we get money from the forced stimulus. As you and I have seen over the last 2 weeks, you're absolutely not going to get a penny from forced stimulus in your hand before Christmas. And you're highly, highly not going to get anything from forced stimulus in your hand before the end of the year. That is why third stimulus is so important. I'm so excited for the viewers like Judy and Amy that really listen to the videos in which I've been detailing how to free up cash to get cash. Case in point, you have $1,000 a month rent, You get 4 months of rent, including the current month's rent, freed up, paid for by someone else. Suddenly that $1,000 that usually comes out of your wallet on the first of the month to pay the rent doesn't have to come in your wallet. You can keep the $1,000 in there because someone else paid for the rent bill. And that is the extra cash to then spend on holiday gifts. A lot of cash because people's rents are very expensive right now. So that's how you rocked and rolled. Here is something new tonight. I'm going to show you right now how to get more money from this Christmas third stimulus than ever before. It's with two new approaches to it. First, I want you to look at your success stories. For everyone that had a success story that got in the last few days, $5,000 on average. Look at your success stories and see how many utilities you got approved for, how many utilities you got money from. If you see one or two, which I think you are, because those are the messages I'm getting from you, you haven't exhausted all your utility companies. Each utility company could be an extra $500, $600. We have one viewer, May Lou, who heard my message about go get that extra sum and got it. So she got an extra $600, $700 just a few hours ago. She sent me a message about it. So get this money because it could be a few $100s. It could be the difference of 2 or 3 Christmas gifts right out the door. Next, new tonight is another place to get that money, which is from another round for the same round from another place. Remember I told you earlier in this video that in some cases, if you do full disclosures, you can say, I want another round to be paid by this other organization. Here's case in point. Let's say you got 46 months of rent from organization number 1 today. You can turn around to organization 2 also today and get 46 months of rent from them, even in a different time frame. So go get that extra sum of money right across the board. Then let's go over where we are, where we're heading, and what is next. And I'm very excited for you across the board. On day 1, this channel launched on April 20th, 2020, with me understanding there was a situation. People had applied for an EIDL loan or grant. They knew what it was. They knew where to apply. They had applied, but they had done something wrong. So you go to YouTube to learn, how do I do this? You may pick up a YouTube video. How do I stretch my leg after an injury? How do I change my carburetor? How do I know if my tires are going flat? You watch a YouTube video. It's informational. It's a how-to video. Explains you how to do it. And that's what I was making. Videos explain to you how to get this money from that EIDL. Do it this way. These are the steps you do. And for viewers at the time who followed exactly what I said in the videos, they got the money. Then when we were looking at that first draft of third stimulus in December 2020, I said, wow, there's a lot of money in here. Let me show you how to get the money. Because I want you to pounce as a hawk, and pounce and get that purple money before anyone else. I called it Purple Hawks. There was no membership on this channel. There was no emojis. I said, you're going to pounce and get that money before anyone else. I'm going to show you how to get the money. Take a pen, take a paper, and write down, make notes as we go along. You did really well. Average view of this channel got $45,000 earlier this year, and some viewers got another round this last summer. But I'm so proud of you in the last 7 days. You heard my messaging. You can get this third stimulus. You can get it now. You can get it quick. You can get it before Christmas. It can free up a lot of cash in your wallet. So instead of taking the wad of cash out of your wallet to pay the rent, you can keep the rent money in your wallet because someone else paid your rent. And now that rent money can be put to Christmas gifts or a holiday meal or something like that. That's how we rock and roll on this channel. And so I'm so proud of you. Now, if we look back at earlier this year, in early 2021, I told you about a character I described as the donut guy. And that's a guy that doesn't want to do anything but sit around and wait for things to show up. And I said, the donut guy is not going to end this year well. He's likely to be the same as he started the year. And he is. Donut guy started the year looking for $1,400 to slant out of his bank account. And it did. And that's all he's ever going to get because he didn't want to make an effort to get anything else. Now, there have been other versions of donut guy. My example today was hysterical. I didn't realize the implications of it until after the video aired. I was live on air with Mornings LALATE saying exactly what I'm telling you right now. And I said the second version of donut guy is someone who says, I'm in Ohio and there's no money in Ohio. And I said, that's just not true. You just don't want to make the effort to get it. You want to be a glorified donut guy. Ironically, as I said that, one person was in the live chat said, "There is money in Ohio. I just got $3,500 of rent this last week because of this recording for Christmas stimulus." I like, there you go. It was exactly as you could have timed it. I was saying to that viewer who says there's no money in Ohio that you're either lying to yourself or you just don't want to make the effort and you really are just a donut guy. You really are just a donut guy. You're going to end the year and start the year the same way you started, with $1,400 and not a penny more at the end of the year. Or you're just convincing yourself out of picking up the phone and calling. And what's important to understand is those donut guys or gals or versions of them. This channel was never for them. This was never a channel for them. And I said early on, I'm not making recordings for them. If they want to tune in, they can tune in, but I'm not making recordings for them because this is an informational channel. You pick up the phone to say, "Hey, Google, tell me how to fix my carburetor. Show me a video how to fix my carburetor." It'll show a YouTube video, how to fix your carburetor. Here I was showing you how to get an EID loan. Here I am today showing you how to get third stimulus money in December, aka holiday stimulus, how to get that rent you do this. How do you do it? Hey, YouTube, tell me how to do it. Okay, here it is. These are informational, educational news videos. And if you're not here for the information and to be educated, then you've defeated the purpose of the entire year. You've defeated the purpose of the entire year. The purpose is to learn about how to get money. Another example, which is very important as we go forward, is that this fourth stimulus is about to become a law. And when fourth stimulus becomes a law, we're doing the same thing we did with third stimulus, which is I'm going to be on air and I'll say, okay, provision one, we've been talking about, survived. And here's how it works. This is how you qualify for it. This is where you get it. This is the agency that'll be giving out the money. You're going to be watching with a pen and paper, writing it down, saying, this one, not that one, this one, not that one, this one, writing down each of the provisions and getting ready to pounce, because Purple Hawks refer to someone ready to pounce and get the money before anyone else. As soon as the money becomes law, as soon as the bill becomes law, you're going to ready to pounce as a Purple Hawk to get that provision and the next one and the other one, or whichever ones they are that you said in your mind, I want them. And you may have questions. You may say, hey, LA, that one provision, I want it, but I don't think I understand how I'm doing it. And that's what I'll be here for. I will be here to answer your questions, to explain to you, this is the provision, this is where you get money. The person's just sitting around saying, when is it landing in my bank account? Doesn't grasp the situation, doesn't want to learn, and hasn't improved themselves, has left themselves in financial dependency, which we have moved away from financial dependency. That was the scope of this channel over the last year. It's all about financial independency. And I'm so excited for all the incredible viewers like Amy and Judy who says, you know what? I don't have to pay the rent this month. The rent money stayed in my wallet. It didn't leave my wallet. I didn't have to give the rent money to the landlord. The agency or whatever, whoever paid for it, paid it to the landlord. The rent money stayed in my wallet. It's $1,000 something just for this month. I don't spend $1,000 on Christmas gifts for a family of three. I just spend maybe $100, and that $100 I'm taking out of that $1,000 and I'm going and buying Christmas gifts. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. And you have done so well. For the person who doesn't want to do that, we can't help them. We can't help them. For the person who says something like the federal government doesn't care, federal government does care. Federal government has allocated $75 million of rent money under third stimulus. Have you gotten it? Have you gotten the utilities? Have you gotten the food? Have you gotten any of these sums of money they allocated for you? And in fourth stimulus, there's going to be 150 billion of it. Imagine we're going to go up 300%. So if you've been with me since last year, we struggled to find this money in December 2020. There wasn't a lot of this money at the time because it wasn't allocated a lot in first stimulus. Then with third stimulus, we had 47. Now we're going to have 150 billion of it. So we're going up 300%. Imagine how good the situation is. So let's go over where we are today, where we are this week, and where we are this month. First, we are going to see this week the bird bath that will remove provisions potentially, and that may cause the other provisions to get ramped up with more cash. Second, we're going to hear that Federal Reserve announcement, which could potentially cause the stock market crash and cause crypto to come really tumbling down. I believe it will be indicating faster tapering and interest rate spikes, or they will just simply leave it sort of vague, but signaling that's where they're heading to. And then we're going to be seeing whether Chuck is going to instruct his senators to be in town to work this coming weekend. If they are instructed to work this coming weekend, I mean actual voting this coming weekend, we could have this recon done by Christmas. You got to stay with me. Every single video is critical. This is the finish line. These are the provisions. I want you to have pen. I want you to have paper. I want you to be writing down all the notes you have. If you have questions when it becomes law, because we're not at the law stage yet, we're not at the finished bill stage yet. When it becomes law, I want you to bring those questions. Say, LALATE, I'm ready to get that money, but I wonder about this provision. And you have shown in flying colors how in 1 year you have really separated yourself from the donut guy and the donut gal that are still sitting in that recliner, watching Seinfeld, holding that donut, waiting for something to come in their bank account, asking the same question. What day is the vote? Asking the same darn questions. I changed the deposit account, so am I still getting my check? What day am I getting checks? How many checks? How quickly will I get the check out of the vote? That person has not improved themselves in the year. They have learned nothing, and they have chosen to learn nothing. You, however, are a totally different person. You have gone from here with a little bit of rent in fall of December 2020, a massive payout from third stimulus earlier this year, another payout from third stimulus this year, and now you are ready for the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, fourth stimulus, which is a behemoth. It is the biggest stimulus package we've ever had, and you have brought to yourself those incredible skills you have learned now from second and third getting this money. You're going to get it for fourth. You're ready to conquer it all. So stay with me all week long. But next coming up is Eating's Countdown at 6 o'clock. Then Holiday Stream Stimulus at 7 and Calcino at 8. And with that, I want you to subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, YouTube record. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Be part of the fastest growing channel of its kind, because there's no place like this. Bring your love, bring your caring, bring your questions, bring your ready to learn, and you're ready to get that information. You are going to be a big winner. You have won already. You're going to win some more. It's a great evening. It's a great week. Do not miss any video this week. Do not miss any day this week, because the situation is very fluid. Stay here, stay informed, and stay with LA for more.